All right, are we live? I don't think we're live yet. I can't see on Dash if it's live. We'll just wait. We'll just wait. Welcome to anyone who is here early. Okay, there I am. Okay, so now it is showing that I'm live. Nice, nice. Okay. Notifications still haven't gone out yet, though. Hold on, let me move this a little bit that way. There we go. That way we're more centralized. Let me try to let me try to refresh this. And there we go. Okay, nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Ulysses Mercer saying, got to be up early, but dropping my like. Yes, sir, Mr. Ulysses, if you're rewatching the stream, I'm hoping you're not working tomorrow. It is Labor Day after all. Now, sadly, I do have to work, even though it is Labor Day. But that's okay because it's 2.5x pay tomorrow on the hourly, baby. Now, I anticipate no one, well, I don't know. It might be a busy day. I mean, people are at home. This is generally not a holiday where you would say that, like, you're celebrating or drinking or maybe, I don't know, who knows. Everyone's different, right? So we might be a little busy. Make sure to hit that like button, by the way. We have Mr. Juan Remis saying, yo, what's good, family? What's up, Juan? Hopefully you've been doing all right. I need to remind everyone that me and Juan Remis have, at least on my end, the highest snap streak. Right now we're at 700 plus, I think, and we're going pretty strong. I normally, with the Brodies, Juan can confirm this, I normally send a snap every 12 hours just in case. Because once you have that little timer, bruh, sometimes it gets worrisome, you know what I mean? But Mary M saying, morning all, good morning, Mary from Ireland. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have stated before that you are Irish, I think. Hopefully I'm correct on that. Mr. Aaron Wilfer, hey. Also, Stormy Day coming in, dropping in with that high. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling way better. And I'm highly anticipating this new launch. So, the reveal is on September 9th. And it is going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That means Pacific time. It starts at around, 9 a.m.? Is that right? 9, 10, 11. No, at 10. At 10 is when it starts. So if you live over in California, the event will start streaming at 10 a.m. for you. If you're over here on the East Coast, then the event will be at 1 p.m. And then I guess you guys can do the math if you guys are somewhere else, right? But I'm really excited. And guys, best news ever. As the days progress, it seems like the rumors for the Apple Watch Series X and the Ultra 3 are pointing to, once again, more of a lackluster upgrade. Now, Min Chi Kuo, if anyone is in the tech realm at all, there's this one guy. He's this very reliable leaker. I guess he just gets his info beforehand and just leaks it. Who knows? But he has been saying that there may be a redesign, more than likely making it a lot slimmer and enlarging the display. So this is as of what I read on the last report. Now, none of this is confirmed. I want to make that clear. It's just speculation. But allegedly, the new sizes for the Apple Watch are going to go from 41 and 45 now to 45 and 49. I know, it sounds like an odd thing, right? It doesn't even sound really all that plausible because if you think about it, we've come from, what was the biggest display before on the Apple Watch? The original one was 3842. So it was 3842, then it was 4044, right? Yep. And then it was 4145 millimeter for the two sizes. Now, the smaller one is going to be 45 and the bigger one is going to be 49. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, the Ultra, the Apple Watch Ultra already has a 49 millimeter display. Now, the casing is much bigger. I have mine charging right now. But for anyone that has an Ultra, the casing looks like it's a lot bigger than just your standard Apple Watch Series 9. But Apple Watch owners know that there is a noticeably and pretty ugly, in my opinion, thick border or bezel, as it's known in the tech realm, around the Ultra. So really, like, the display isn't all that big on the Ultra, right? Again, 49 millimeters compared to the biggest size on the Series 9 is a 45 millimeter. So they're 4 millimeters apart in difference, What I predict is if Minchi Kuo is correct, and I mean, he is a pretty reliable leaker, so I mean, take it with a grain of salt, though. He could be wrong. Then making the largest size being 49 millimeters on the Apple Watch Series 10 or Series X, whatever they decide to call it, then that almost makes it mandatory for the Ultra to also get an enlarged display, I would imagine, right? I would imagine. So it would be really cool to see like a 51 millimeter Apple Watch Ultra 3 in like a space black or graphite kind of darker color. That would be insane. And I know that they can do it because, again, like any Apple Watch Ultra owner knows that, like, again, that thick bezel, they can make that smaller and definitely enlarge the display. So it's looking better for me, that's for sure. So I don't know. Rumors are still sketchy on whether they're going to make the band mechanism that rumored like magnetic style. And it's still in the air whether all of these Apple Watch bands are going to be compatible on something like the Apple Watch Series X. Now, here's my thing, though. What leads me to believe that maybe these bands are here to stay for maybe another year or two, or maybe indefinitely, I don't know. At some point, they're going to have to tweak the design so much that these just simply aren't going to work. But so I don't think it's going to happen this year, hopefully. And here's why. Because, I mean, if the Ultra 2 is rumored to not really be that big of a huge overhaul, now, mind you, the Apple Watch Ultra just debuted 2 generations ago, right? So it's more or less a new-ish product within an already existing product line, that being the Apple Watches. So I don't see a redesign, so to speak, anytime soon. If you think about the original series Apple Watches, it took them 4 whole generations to kind of even give it a tweak to the design. Think about it. When the Series 0 first came out, that's what we call now as the Series 0. That is the original Apple Watch. That's the one that came in the gold version. It was like $42,000. Like, it was this big thing, right? So Series 0 came out. Then it was the Series 2, right? Oh, no. So I'm sorry, 3 years then. Because then the Series 2 came out. And that one was, I mean, it was still the same thing. And then the Series 3. So there was no redesign for 3 years. It wasn't until the 4th year that the Series 4 got a slightly larger display. And it started to be a little bit more circular. It still definitely looks square to this day. But it was during the Series 4 that the Apple Watches really went from being like a literal square to something a little rounder. And I was a big fan of that redesign. So again, if the Ultra 3 is more or less going to remain the same as the Ultra 2, then that means by default, at least on the Ultra line, these bands are good. And as time has passed by, the first year that I rocked my Apple Watch Ultra, it was kind of like a 70-30 split. And that's because I have other Apple Watches. So I have a Series 8 stainless steel Hermes Apple Watch Series 8. I have a Series 7 silver stainless steel Hermes. So, like, you got the idea, right? So it was like a 70-30 split. I would rock the Ultra majority of the time still. Whereas fast forward, now it's maybe a 95-5 split. Like, I very seldomly wear my regular Series 8 or 9s. It's almost the Ultra exclusively. So either one of two things happens. Either Apple is gonna make the Series X like a trial run. They're gonna make it separate from the Ultra, and I think the Ultra 3 is still gonna be compatible with all of these bands, and maybe the SE3 will also get debuted, and that will also still feature, you know, the old band mechanism style. And maybe it just might be the Series X that gets that special treatment, as it is a limited, or not limited edition, but a 10th anniversary edition. I don't know. I'm banking more on they're not going to change up the design mechanism and they're going to keep it the same, which would be a big dub, a massive, massive win for all these bandaholics. Also, guys, I do see that we have the light counter continuing to climb. We're now at 27. We haven't surpassed our goal in a while, but that's okay. I imagine that with all of this hype and these reviews coming up and these live streams that are going to be hopefully very informative for you guys, will also drive traffic. So I would love to beat that light goal here in the next couple weeks. Would be awesome as we live stream and report on all of these new devices. All right, so Juan Remes, yes, sir. Giveaway at 100K, 100%. You know what's coming. Stormy Day, Samsung Galaxy S7 versus iPod Classic. The 4th generation, that's crazy. Mary M, can't wait. Do you think we will get an iPad mini? Great question by Mary M, which I know I'm a little bit behind. I do see Vicente here on the live stream. Welcome, Vicente. Want to tell you a few things about why Android is awesome, and that's Pokemon Go spoofing. So I'm gonna tell you about that in a little bit, Vicente. Mary, I'm not sure. I'm hoping so, but typically maybe we may not have to wait all that long. I do feel like this event is going to be jam-packed with obviously the new iPhone 16 redesign, which technically it's a redesign, if you will. The Pro Max is also, again, technically is a redesign because they are bigger in size. This is the first time that they've increased the size in quite a while. And then we're going to have the new Apple Watch Ultra 3, the Series X, presumably, and the SE 3. I don't know. It would be a really jam-packed event to also include AirPods and iPads. If I had to bet, I would say that for sure they're going to introduce the new iPhones, obviously, and the new Apple Watches. But I think maybe they're probably going to release the new AirPods, but I think the iPads are going to be probably reserved for maybe an October, November event like they did, I think, like a year or two ago. That's what I think, and I think in that October, November kind of release, we're going to see AirPods Max 2, probably an iPad 11th generation is what I'm thinking, and then possibly the iPad Mini 6. Now, that would be a good thing because that would be good for my pockets, and I think for a lot of people's pockets because I've said, and I'm very confident in this, that if an iPad Mini 6 comes out and is refreshed and hopefully also does come with an enlarged display, because again, I know that Apple can do it. I mean, you guys check out the bezels on the Mini as is. I forget the exact size of these bezels on the iPad Mini, but oh man, I'm kind of drawing a blank right here. I don't know the screen size of these, but I mean, either way, like, I mean, you can see the bezels right there. They're pretty thick. They're very noticeable. And sometimes it's kind of an eyesore for a lot of people. They're like, well, where else are you going to put your thumbs while you're resting? And like, yes, you're right. But also Apple has that technology where like their devices are smart enough to know that like you're holding it like on the side. So it's obviously not going to activate any kind of touch mechanism there. But it's one of my favorite products. Sometimes when I record videos right in front of the camera, I will have this and have a teleprompter app to kind of just sort of remind me of what to say. In my face-to-face videos, I like to be a little bit more, I guess, improvised, right? So it brings a little bit more of a personal touch. But great question, Mary. So hopefully in October or November is what I'm thinking, because I think it would be just too much to release all at once. And Apple knows that, I mean, everyone wants these products, but they can't release too much all at the same time, because then some people will have excuse me, some buyer fatigue, right? So not everyone can, you know, upgrade their iPad, their AirPods, their Apple Watch, their iPhone. I mean, just think about upgrading all 4 of those things at one moment. You know what I mean? Like at release, how much would that be? I mean, an iPhone 16 Pro Max will be $1,200. Let's say you're an Ultra owner, that's another $800. That's $2,000. Let's say you upgrade your AirPods, that's another $200, so you're at $2,200. And let's say that you upgrade your iPad Mini, if they do release it, then that would be about $2,800. When you factor in taxes, you're dang well at $3,000 to go ahead and upgrade that small portion of your Apple ecosystem. So, but hey, anything can happen, right? I'm not ruling it out completely. Where are we? Stormy Day, yay! More lackluster updates, my favorite. Yeah, I mean, from what reports are saying, it's not gonna be like all that big of an event. Mary M, I prefer the smaller Apple Watch. I have very small wrists, so that's what I think that they're basically gonna do with the SE line. I do believe that the SE will essentially still have this. So this is what I think is going to happen with the SE, because right now the SE is stuck on the 44 millimeter sizing. I think to incentivize people to upgrade the SEs, specifically SE users, they're going to do the same tactic they did when they released, I think, what was it, the Series 7, where they increased it by 1 millimeter. Yes, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but like actually when it's on the wrist, you can kind of sort of tell. So that extra 1 millimeter, although just 1 millimeter, it is extra useful, especially on such a small device. So what I think they'll do is the SE3 will more or less be unchanged. Obviously, of course, they're going to include a better chipset. I think they will increase the size by 1 millimeter, so that will incentivize existing SE2 users to upgrade, and they may throw in a brand new color. But I think that line, the SE, is now going to become kind of like the iPhone mini line when it existed. I don't know why they removed it. In hindsight, the mini phones are awesome. They're a perfect size. Sorry, I had a burp there. But I think the SE line will be reserved for those that just do not want a big and clunky, Apple Watch, and they want something smaller. I think it'll be interesting. I think that will make the Apple Watch line very dynamic, because then you'll have a budget, more budget-focused Apple Watch at the SE3. That one get around the price range of $300 to $400, and you'll have a 41, 45 millimeter option. Then you'll have the Series X, and that one is going to run anywhere from $550 to $900. Just depends if you get a stainless steel version with an upgraded band, or they might release a ceramic version. Finally, they should, because this is a 10th generation product. They have to have an edition watch that's not titanium. For like the past 3-ish, 4-ish years now, the edition Apple Watch has been titanium, and we all miss ceramic. The last ceramic Apple Watch was the Series 5, and I happen to thankfully own one, but I don't wear it all that often, because think about it. A Series 5 is a pretty old Apple Watch. As you guys know, in technology terms, 4 years, I mean, you're damn well middle-aged if you're a technology gadget at 4 years old. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I think is going to be the middle ground. It'll be the 45, 49 millimeter options for the Series X. And then I think the Ultra 3 will remain the Mac Daddy, but I think that they're going to increase the size anywhere from 51 to 52 millimeters is my guess. That way it still reigns supreme as number one, as the biggest one, biggest display, brightest display, all of that, right? And they probably will hopefully offer it in a graphite option with, of course, brand new Ultra bands. So that is my prediction for the Apple Watch line. I'm going to go more in depth in the next live stream on Wednesday about what I think my predictions are going to be about the iPhone 16s and the 16 Pro and Pro Max. Now, the rumors for those are already highly speculated and pretty spot on already, right? So like with the Apple Watches, things are still kind of in the air. But I mean, just reporting on the iPhone 16 is way more scrutinized. All eyes are on the iPhone after all. And so like more reporting comes out for the iPhones more so than like the Apple Watches. So I'm going to try to catch up here with the stream. And let me see how long I've been streaming for. By the way, thanks to everyone dropping the like. We've made it to the 30s again. So this is very exciting. I think our last all-time high in terms of likes was 52. Now, I think that was during a giveaway live stream, so it makes sense. We'll get there one day. Here, let me go ahead and catch up. I'm going to be quick with these responses, guys. Aaron, yep, watch bands are still good for another year. Yep, that's basically what we're pointing to. So, Mary M, I prefer the smaller ones. Oh, sorry, Aaron, I may have skipped you, so I'm glad I went back. Stormy Day, 2 weeks after the 2 weeks after the event, I plan to buy myself either a green Series 7 or pink Series 9. Dang, sorry guys, I'm like 95% healed from being sick, but I still have a little bit of a cough. And my girlfriend like a Series 8. That's not a bad plan actually. I hope this Apple adds a black color to the Apple Watch Ultra. Exactly. And then Vicente Ramos says, I think September is going to have a lot of changes though, a lot. Agreed. And especially when it comes with Apple wanting to promote their AI stuff, it's going to be big. It really is. Also, guys, what I have done momentarily and for the time being is I'm not sure if y'all have noticed, I have disabled any and all ads or monetization because I feel like there was a glitch before where I think you guys were being bombarded with ads, right? I think Vicente, I think you mentioned it to me. I think a few other people have mentioned and brought up, and someone actually publicly commented and said that although they like enjoying my lives, that the ads were unbearable. And so I never want to give anyone that kind of viewer experience. As a matter of fact, it was strange to me because before you go live, you have the option of choosing your monetization settings, and I would always have it on, it's like low, moderate, and then high. And then in high, it says in parentheses, like higher earning potential or whatever, right? So I would always choose low, but I guess it had been glitching out lately because apparently you guys have been bombarded with ads. So we're going to chill out for at least, 3 to 4 to 5 live streams at no monetization. And that way we can experiment. If I turn them back on and I keep receiving these kinds of, issues or complaints, then it's just going to remain off, right? So just wanted to let you guys know. Obviously, these live streams are for you guys, and I look forward to them either way. I get to answer you guys' questions and build hype for new products that we use every single day. So I just want to let you guys know that I prefer quality time with y'all rather than like the couple $5, $6, $7 that I get from monetizing the live streams. So yeah, we're going to turn them on, I guess, like after 5-ish live streams, and we'll just see what happens. I just like being transparent with you guys because I don't want any of you guys to have a negative viewing experience, all because of YouTube's fault, because we know that the parent company for YouTube is Google, and Google is one of these companies that just rule the world. Like, they're money hungry. So like, it makes sense that they want to bombard you guys with ads because they make money. Anyway, I should have gotten water or like a beer even. I think it's Sunday night. I don't have any, but a nice little IPA before bed would have been nice. Anyway, Stormy Day, I like how Apple sold the Apple Watch Series 3 for 5 years and it was the last 32-bit Apple device. Dude, I know. Like, when I started working at AT&T last year, so I officially got on the floor in early September, and that is when we still had the Series 3s for sale. Crazy. But then, like, just 2 weeks into my tenure there, then the new Series 9s dropped, and that's when Apple officially cut the Series 3 from their lineup. But damn, they really had it on there for years as their like budget or like, just consumer, like friendly consumer entry kind of Apple Watch. So I was surprised that it was there for so long. Thanks for bringing that up, Stormy Day. Oh yeah, speaking of the Samsung Galaxy S7 and iPod Classic 4th generation, I bought them both. Of them, the S7 was $34 and the iPod Classic 4th gen was $32. Damn, nice finds, dude. You spent under $70. That's really good. Stormy Day, the iPad mini has an 8.3-inch. Gotcha. So if they could enlarge that to like a 9-inch display solidly by slightly increasing the body of the iPad mini. I mean, again, I have like above average size hands, so like I have plenty of room still to palm. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but like, I mean, this would be a stretch right there, but like, I mean, comfortably it could be another 3, 4, 5 millimeter thicker and still be fine. And then just enlarge, or rather reduce the bezels and enlarge the display. I feel like easily they could attain a 9-inch display that makes the iPad mini even more useful than it already is, because it's going to have a higher screen to body ratio. So it'll still retain that palmable kind of, feel to it, but the screen would just make it look a lot more modern and a lot more useful to have that extra screen real estate. I am just a big iPad mini fan, as you guys can probably tell. My lovely mother, who got sick after me, says, hola, saludos y bendiciones para todos ustedes. So she's saying hello, everyone, and blessings to all. Miss History Buff saying hi, Juan. Hello, Miss History Buff. I'm glad that you made it. For a second, I thought you weren't going to make this one, but thankful and happy that you're here. Mary, the 41 millimeter Series 8 Apple Watch I'm rocking, not a fan of the SE. That's what I've gotten before. I've sold Apple Watches before at the store, and a lot of people are confused because they're like, well, what's the difference between the SE and the Series 9? And I'm like, really what it comes down to it is a bunch of health sensors that are useful. And I always mention the always-on display of the Series 9. For some reason, people think that it's going to like massively drain their battery, but that's where I come in with the expertise and say, no, hey, like, I understand how this technology works, and while the display is on, always on, it's refreshing at 1 hertz, essentially meaning that it's drawing no power almost whatsoever. And so then they feel a little bit better. But also I mentioned that it's just slightly bigger because, again, each size respectively is 1 millimeter bigger. But a lot of people come back with the SE and they just don't like it. I mean, the processor on it is also of lower quality than what's in the Series 9. I don't know. I think as a value Apple Watch, like if you're a very first time user of an Apple Watch, I think the SE is perfect. But especially for like elderly people, then the Series 9 starts to become very useful because it has those accelerated like gyroscopes, better accelerometers, obviously a better chipset, and it has those extra health sensors that could potentially, help diagnose something a little early beforehand, like atrial fibrillation. But all of the Apple Watches on the lineup have like crash detection. They have fall detection. So yeah, I mean, if I had to choose for most people, I would say an SE is adequate, but the Series 9 is just superior. All right, Stormy Day. My Apple Watch Series 6 is 4 years old and it's still going strong. Yeah, I would imagine the Series 6 is still pretty viable, but around this new upgrade cycle, it might be time to upgrade. Stormy Day. Miss History Buff says, do we know for sure that the 41 for the Series 10 will be discontinued? I hope not. We do not know for sure, Miss History Buff, as it is with the tech community. During the lead up to the events, rumors become more and more solidified as we get closer to the event. So I would imagine maybe a couple days before the event is when like we will probably already know through leaks of what is semi-confirmed and what is just a toss-up. So I don't know. Again, I think Apple, the marketing geniuses that they are, I do think that on the Series X, they are going to axe the 41 millimeter sizing and go to the 45, 49 rumored. But again, what I think is going to happen is for whoever wants the smaller Apple Watches, the 41 millimeter size, well, ding, 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 there you go. You have the SE3 in the 41 or 45 millimeter size. That is if they increase the size. Otherwise, it'll stay at 40, 44. We'll just have to wait and see. Still a lot of rumors in the air. Miss History Buff. No, Stormy Day. Apple Watch Series 3 versus Milwaukee Power Drill battery tray. That's one of my favorite ones right now. Bruh, that's so stupid. Miss History Buff. My Series 5 ceramic still has 85% battery health. Excellent. Now, Miss History Buff, how often do you wear your ceramic? Is it your like daily driver? Or do you have others? Just because I know a Series 5, damn, like that's almost a 5-year-old Apple Watch to still have 85% battery. That's pretty good. The Apple Watch Series 3 sold as long as the last iPod Nano for both 5 years. Damn, Stormy Day. And funny enough, the last iPod Nano was discontinued the same year the Apple Watch Series 3 came out. Honestly, instead of getting an Apple Watch SE, you would be better off getting like a U Series 8 or even a Series 9. Agreed. The SE just, is great. Again, if this is your very first time having a smartwatch, then I would recommend an SE because, see, a lot of people have very high expectations coming into an Apple Watch. Like, it just depends on your lifestyle. Some people get one and they're like, oh, damn, this thing is useless. I mean, if that's your opinion, then that's A-okay because maybe you just aren't as tech savvy and you're not utilizing it to its fullest potential. You're just using it as literally a watch and maybe a notification device, which is what the Apple Watch used to be back during the Series 0 and Series 2 era. But we have come such a long way. Like, the double pinch is awesome for when your hands are full, right? And you can just answer a phone call, right? Another great thing is you can just say, hey, Siri, while you have your... Ooh, all of my devices are probably going to turn on right now. Hopefully not. You also have, like... You see what I mean? But anyway, now it's way more useful. Now you can, make timers. The activity tracking is excellent. The trends is excellent. That's something that I absolutely adore about my Apple Watch is how it syncs your data and tracks it over time. Now, maybe that's just me being a data nerd. I love looking at charts and graphs and numbers. So just being able to see my health over like the past year and seeing like, okay, we're doing 15% longer distance in my runs compared to the prior 3 months. Like, that's good, right? So, like, stuff like that is why I find it so useful, especially if you add a line to it. It's way more useful, right? But some people just simply don't use it like that, and some people think that they're useless. So, that's why I would say the SE is better because then if you drop $500 to $600 on like a Series 9 or Series X, then you're going to be disappointed. So, like, if you already know what you're getting into, then absolutely Series X. But if this is your first time, get an SE because, hey, you might not find it all too useful. But that's where I think people need to do some more due diligence and actually figure out what kind of tech they have on their wrist, because even the SE, that dang little thing, is capable of so much. It's just a lot of people don't know how to use Apple Watches to their fullest potential. Where was I? Mary M, just wondering, did you remove a lot of your Apple Watch bands from your board? Yes, and let me tell you why. So I've been, like whenever I change them out, I just kind of put them on my table. Let me show you. So these are just some of the recent ones that I have been putting on. And because I like to give every band a fair chance, because if I were to just wear my favorite ones, it would be like just 10 in rotation and the rest would just stay on my wall. But I like to, just choose them out and just make sure that I'm wearing them, right? But then after a while, once I make a little pile over here, they get transferred over to a secondary bag. And that secondary bag is where I hold them for the medium term. And then I have a bigger bag hidden in my closet that houses all of my bands that still need to go up on the wall. So, yeah, it's crazy. But no, with the new release of the Apple Watch bands, undoubtedly, this is going to be a big year for Apple Watch. So I think a ton of new bands are going to be released. And you guys already know I'm going to review every single one. I will try my very hardest this time around to have all the Hermes reviews as well. But as you guys know, if there's 7 bands released within one style, that's $2,100, So it's just a lot of money in suspense. And of course, it would be financially irresponsible of me to keep all said Hermes bands. Typically, what I do with the Hermes ones is I order all of them, review them, and I may or may not keep like 1 or 2, because my mentality is like, okay, well, I buy Hermes bands 1 time a year, and if I buy 2, then yes, it is $600 to $700. But anyone who knows me in real life knows that I don't really spend my money on like a lot of clothes or like just like unnecessary things. I'm frugal where I need to be financially, but also I am someone who likes to be very generous. So you know what I mean? Like if I eat, you eat, or like, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. So yeah, that is it. So Stormy Day, Greg, or no, sorry, who asked that? Mary M. Thank you. Stormy Day, my Apple Watch Series 6 still has 98% battery health, and it's my daily Apple Watch. Damn, what the heck is up with the batteries on the Series 6? It's like on steroids. Miss History Buff, the ceramic is in my rotation. Oh, gotcha. I wear it every 3 days or so. I've only had it for a month. Awesome. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, because I was like, man, if you're using that every day, damn, for like 5 years, that's excellent. Mary M, I never take off my Apple Watch only to recharge it. I love it. Mine tends to stay on my wrist, and because it's the Ultra 2, I don't have to charge it but like every 4th day, so it rarely comes off my wrist. But when it does, I think it's so funny, like my tan, especially since it's summer, it's just a lot more visible. Stormy Day, and when I bought it, it had 100% battery health. So what's your favorite solo loop? I meant to say braided solo loop. For the braided, where are they? So I would say it's probably, believe it or not, now all of mine are up here, but I love this one right here. I forget what color this is right here, but it goes so well with everything. A close second would probably be the Unity one, the one that's sprinkled with just a tiny little, blue, green, and yellow. That'd be a close second. I feel like they should do more designs rather than just singular colors. Is what they need to do. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, damn, it doesn't even seem like I have been streaming for 33 minutes, but I have. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, guys. As usual, thank you to everyone who pulled up. Thanks to everyone who did drop a like if you happen to watch this live stream later on. Thank you for all the support. We have how many more days until the event? Or rather, how many live streams? So today's the 1st. We're going to live stream again on the 4th and again on Sunday on the 8th. So, no, what I might do is I might move the live stream on Sunday to the 9th, because the 9th is Monday. Okay, so tomorrow's Labor Day, right? Let me not confuse you guys. Tomorrow's Labor Day. A week from tomorrow is the event, right? So instead of doing the Sunday stream on the 8th, I'm going to push it to the 9th, because that will be the day of the event, and then that way we can get everything squared away with what was released and all of that. So guys, that basically means one last live stream before the event officially drops. On next live stream, we're going to go over everything that's going to be released and what's coming new to all the iPhone 16 line. So As usual, make sure that you drink your water. So lately I've been slacking on my water intake, but I need to get back on top of it. So guys, it has been a great live stream. I feel like I've been talking at 97 miles per hour. I feel like I have not stopped. So I'm clocking out for now. I'm a little tired. I'm going to wind down. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now. Oh, I made the computer. Oh, why did I put my MacBook that far away this time? Dang it. Whew. Some Takis would slap right now.